Okay, I've got something for you. The new parts have been fitted to the car. The simulation numbers are good, so look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
Welcome to today's practice session at the Sepang International Circuit. We're approximately 60 kilometers south of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. This 5.5-kilometer track provides all of the things that a racing driver could want of a circuit. Anthony Davidson is here as usual to help take us through the action. And I've seen some questions on social media and other places about this current crop of F1 cars and why they're so much faster now, despite being significantly heavier than the previous generations of machines. Take us through that one.
I'd be happy to, Crofty. And simply put, it's a matter of grip. Now, that comes from two sources. You have what we call mechanical grip, which comes from the surface of the tyre sticking to the road. And these tyres are significantly wider now when compared to previous years, so they have the potential for more mechanical grip. Then you have the downforce, of course, which pushes the car into the road as the air moves over it, thus generating grip. And these cars have about 20% more downforce, which is more than enough to overcome the added weight.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and welcome to episode I think it's 16 of my F1. No, it's I'm not sure anyway. But anyway, welcome to Malaysia for this Grand Prix. I decided to leave the intro just so you guys can hear the game sounds and stuff, just because I really didn't want to ruin all the sounds. But basically we did practice. We almost did everything.
Hi, how are you?
Purple. And yeah, so as you guys know, last race was a crazy race, and so was the real life Singapore Grand Prix. So I actually wished that would be true, and what a race that was. That was probably up there with Azerbaijan, if not better. Most people are happy when the Mercedes crashed out. I'm happy because the Ferraris crashed out. Well, I like Ferrari, but it was so exciting seeing them both go out. It's a shame for Verstappen too, but I don't want any hate comments, but I think it was Vettel's fault. He went in front of Verstappen to block him off. Verstappen got sandwiched in front between the two Ferraris, and yeah, it's clearly his fault. But anyway, let's go back to the video and let's go to qualifying.
Who's got pace in the car and who hasn't? In recent seasons, much talk has been made about tyre wear. Some say it gets in the way of the racing, others say it's always been part of the sport. Are we going to see drivers trying to look after their tyres here, or throw caution to the wind and worry about that when it becomes a problem?
Tyre wear is always something you have to consider to a certain degree. Finding a good car balance that suits the circuit will help prolong the life of the tyre, but it's true that some circuits, such as this one, are more challenging than others. How hard you can push them depends on your strategy and how tight the battle is around you.
So here we are in qualifying. We decided to put on one of the freshest engines we've got. Change it off from practice. This is our second run, I think, because our banker run was pretty normal, pretty poor. As we cross the line now, it's going to be pretty good improvement and puts us just one position, but P12 pretty decent. But as the session went on, as you guys can see, rain started coming down and most drivers did not improve. Well, all of them really, because well, you cannot improve with dry tires on a wet track, and we managed to get P13 in that session to continue on in qualifying too. So incredible job from us, and thanks to the weather too, we went on to go to qualifying 2. So I don't think I'm gonna enter Q3 in the next session. It's pretty difficult to say, really. But yeah, another poor session from our teammate as well. But yeah, as you can see, it was intermediate conditions for qualifying 2. And that was our banker lap, which puts us dead last in P15 of the 15 runners. So, well, it's not too bad, but yeah, I had some problems with the gearbox then in the race. That's why I couldn't put a really good lap in. So then between I decided to change the gearbox. We will have to get a penalty though, so it's a big shame that we have to do so. But yeah, I think in the first, well, we definitely tried to gain a lot of positions coming into the first corner of the race. So more resource points, unfortunately not enough for an upgrade for now. Maybe we'll have until the end of the video. So now we're going to change off to our new gearbox. I think it's like 66%. All of them are 66%, which is very surprising. And yeah, our engine is looking pretty good. So even though this is not a fully straight line speed track, it still can affect a lot. So we're losing a lot to Magnussen, as you can see right there. 66%, all of them. So, well, pretty surprising. 4 races we made with this gearbox, so huge improvements, definitely. I think the first gearbox was something like 2 or 3 races, so huge improvement.
Today to talk you through all that is Anthony Davidson. And welcome again. It's good to be back in Kuala Lumpur, isn't it? A lovely country, Malaysia, lovely circuit, and a race that tends to be quite hard to predict.
Yeah, it does indeed. There are a lot of high energy corners that make the rear tyres suffer around here. Coupled with the excessive heat, that makes it difficult to keep your tyres in the right operating window. And of course, in previous years, we've come here very early in the season, which shows a potential reliability variable in there as well.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Massa, Hülkenberg, Kvyat, Perez and Esteban Ocon, Magnussen, Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, Grosjean, Van Dorn, Fernando Alonso and Pascal Wehrlein. As Sauber and Jolyon Palmer rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So fortunately for us, we're not starting from P20. We're gonna start beside Jolyon Palmer, who also has a penalty. I assume it's a gearbox, and it's gonna give us a little bit of advantage. He does have a better car, and well, let's hope he doesn't pass us from the start, because we don't want to get blocked by him and get a huge disadvantage from the start. So anyway, let's go down the track. It's going to be 5 lights for the Malaysian Grand Prix, and it's lights on the way to go. Pretty good start there, but Pascal Wehrlein gets a crazy start as well, passing the 2 McLarens pretty easily. As you can see there, look at Jolyon Palmer, he's so quick. I'm gonna try and dive it on the side of a couple cars, they're going so slow. Side by side now with Grosjean, I'm going to touch a bit. He almost lose the car there, and we're gonna try and make another run to Grosjean. Probably got the position now, but no, he's got a much better run, much better engine it seems. The new Ferrari engine much better. We're gonna brake late, hold it from the outside, but no, it's not going to work. But he's gonna have a very bad line coming into this corner. Look at the bad line he took, and he's got, oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Well, our teammate was very aggressive there. Luckily enough, it didn't cause a huge crash, so good to see Pascal Wehrlein being aggressive there, but not too aggressive. As you can see, Grosjean now on lap 2 is making a move on him. We're gonna try and come into the action now. And around the outside would never going to work. And he's staying P17 for now. Gonna try and use the slipstream to maybe keep up with them and make a move where Grosjean almost brake checked us. We're gonna try and late brake as much as we can. We're gonna be side by side and he completely swipes us. Gonna be too wide here coming in the next corner and we touch. Oh my goodness me, we almost lost the car there. Literally drifting the car there into that very fast left and right hander. But next lap now, it's going to be the same situation almost. Diving down inside leaves us a little bit of room. And side by side once again, I think we have the better run though. So we're gonna have a bit of an advantage. Come next corner and well, we got a bit of grass there, and he's gonna swipe us, and we have crashed, and the two Sauber's have crashed, and we have crashed, and we're gonna go straight into the wall, and we have lost our front wing. Pascal Wehrlein has lost part of his front wing, but he's still going to have the pit. Oh no, virtual safety cars out. And well, we're going so slowly. Then Pascal Wehrlein tries to pass us. I don't know why, but we're gonna have to gain the position back. To make matters even worse, we're gonna now have to wait behind our slower teammate, who has more front wing, until we go in pits. We're gonna have to come in now. A huge undercut, well, on nobody, because we're gonna try and pass him now as the VSC is going to end. As green flags now, we're gonna go in front of him as soon as they go red. Well, just horrible. I don't know who was at fault there. Well, the Sauber boys are not going to be too happy. Two front wings we're gonna have to use now as we go into pits extremely slowly, limping home into the pits, and I don't think we're gonna get that P17 that the team won. As we exit out of pits now, we can see our teammate comes in right behind us. He was waiting for us, and he's gonna have a much slower pit stop than us. And yeah, nothing really happened from around there. Lap 6 and now we're lap 10. Max Verstappen's retired with 3 laps to go. So, pretty unfortunate from him. And as we go into lap 13 now, still P18, getting closer and closer to Van Dorn in front of us, and our tires are not looking any better, it seems. So Valtteri Bottas wins a pretty dominant race from his side, but we're gonna come home to finish, well, possibly in a very poor P18. But look at that, P18 out of 18. There's something wrong with the game, definitely, because we should be P18 of the 90. But no, Stoffel Van Dorn has retired. Oh no, lap 14. He's retired on the last lap of the race. Oh, he's gonna be very unhappy with that. His McLaren Honda engine. Well, as you can see, tried to bring a close shot of him. But in all of that, we're gonna come home to finish in our race goal, P17.
Green flag,
so,
we're racing again.
Even though we had that huge crash with our teammate, we still are going to come home to finish in P17, our race goal. So, overall, it wasn't that bad of a race.
start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I think I'm going to give it to Daniel Ricciardo. He's come through the field so well today, you know, well deserved.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
So, P17 for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton there gets another poor race, unfortunately for him, and Sebastian Vettel continues to increase that championship lead. Valtteri Bottas, I think, is now in second, and don't know why Hamilton had a poor race. He clearly, I think he started in like third. So, by the way, as you clearly saw there, on this game there was a glitch where the textures on the gloves and helmets of the tires would not load up anytime, and it would be really ugly, but thanks to Codemasters they fixed it now finally, and it seems pretty good now, the game. There was a lot of people talking about this. I had the problem as well. You saw from a lot of the races I had this problem, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Unfortunately, we don't have enough resource points to buy any upgrades, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, guys, if you like this video, and subscribe for more F117 videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.